Good afternoon, everyone. Carahsoft would like to welcome you to the Nimble Storage and TetherView webcast. Before we get started, I would like to go over a few housekeeping items. The audio portion of this webcast can be heard through your computer speakers, or if you prefer, you can use the dial-in displayed on the screen to listen through your telephone. Please note that all lines have been muted to reduce any background noise. If you have any questions throughout the webcast, please use the Q&A pod on the left side of your screen, and we will do our best to answer at the end of each presentation. Just to tell you a little bit about Carahsoft, we are a trusted government and commercial IT solutions provider delivering software and support solutions to commercial, federal, state, and local government agencies. Carahsoft maintains dedicated teams to support sales and marketing for all of its vendors, including Nimble Storage, F5, Adobe, Symantec, and Red Hat. Our contact information will be at the end of this presentation. Please do not hesitate to call or email us for any of your needs. This webcast is being recorded and a copy will be emailed to you. At this time, I'd like to introduce our first speaker of the day, Richard Enns, Sales Engineering Manager at Nimble Storage. Richard, the floor is all yours.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining our presentation, or good morning for other people in other areas. Nimble Storage, for those who don't know, we are a technology provider of enterprise-grade storage. We've been around for over 6 years. Our focus of the company has always been around providing storage solutions for our customers that is fast, that's reliable, and that provides a great TCO. Recently, the big news is Nimble Storage is joining HP Enterprises. We're going through the process of the acquisition now. It's not closed yet, but it should be closed within a couple of weeks. HP saw the fact that we are a growth provider and that we provide, good fit for the portfolio in the mid-market space. We have several products wrapped around Flash. Our first product that we released 6 years ago, which is hybrid, or we call Adaptive Flash. It's focused on providing, very dense storage solutions with considerable performance. About a year ago, we released our all-flash array. That is focused on areas around database or VDI, or where you require, sub-milliseconds latency. All of our arrays are 5 nines, going on 6 nines availability. We also have what we call Multiflash Fabric. Now, what that means is it's built around the concept that data should no longer be siloed. Our Multiflash Fabric is focused on providing flexibility for our customers. With that, what do I mean by flexibility is, let's say you start off where you have database needs and you put it on our hybrid array. You want to then later on add an all-flash array. That's great. You can move the workload seamlessly in the background to an all-flash array. Later on, you might have requirements for cloud. Well, we now offer Nimble Cloud Volumes for our customers who are interested in leveraging compute from Amazon or Azure, and that data can then be moved to Nimble Cloud Volumes. So it's designed to be flexible for our customers because no longer can workload just be siloed. It's designed to work with partners like TetherView, where maybe you want to replicate that workload to their environment from a managed service provider standpoint, or if you want to move it to Amazon or bring it back. It's designed to where customers move it onto our fabric and then have complete flexibility on where that data goes. Next slide is, and as I mentioned earlier, we have 2 products from a standpoint of in data center. So you can have capacity on our hybrid, which brings you the ability to have multiple trays of storage. So each tray is 10 terabytes. You can have 1.5 petabytes in just one rack. You can connect them and cluster them together with our all-flash array to bring in high-performance storage. Then, at the same time, you can upgrade. So you can add shelves of storage, or you can upgrade controllers. The design of our real focus design is once it's brought over to our first array, you can grow needs. You can add capacity, you can grow performance, you can move it to all flash, back to hybrid, you can replicate it to our cloud, or you can replicate it with our disaster recovery partners like TetherView. The goal behind that is to provide complete flexibility to all of our customers. Our timeless storage business model, that is around providing customers comfort of once you acquire a Nimble storage array, you're no longer tied to that 3-year refresh. Our first thing is all of our licensing is included. So our replication, snapshots, compression, deduplication on the all-flash array, everything that we have today and everything that we're coming out with in the near future, all of that licensing is included. So it makes buying the array very simple. You can, if you buy an array, it's usually 3 line items, the array, support, installation. That's it. We're not going to nickel and dime you. The goal from behind no forklift upgrades is a lot of our customers want to be able to ensure once the data is on the array that 3 years from now they don't have to deal with another migration. You can upgrade our controllers online, so you can go from a lower model to a higher model. So if you start off with 3 applications and you want to go to 5 applications, if you need additional performance, you can just upgrade our controllers online and the application will never see an impact. If you need additional capacity, you can just add a tray of disks online and that capacity joins the pool. The design for that is a lot of our customers were frustrated that they were in perpetual migration or there's always change or they have to worry about arrays coming off of support. With Nimble, our controllers, as I mentioned earlier, can be upgraded online. So after 3 years, you upgrade the controller, you just reset the clock. Now, instead of 3 years and instead of a 10-year life cycle, you only have another 7 years. After 3 or 4 years, upgrade the controllers, you just reset that life cycle. So you can upgrade to the latest technology and all your data stays in place. Our flat support price is around that most customers purchase 3 years of support. We can guarantee that if you take that 3-year number, divide by 3, that's what you're going to pay in year 4, year 5, year 6. We can put in writing your exact support costs, so therefore you know what that will cost over the next 6 years or the product life cycle. 30-day money guarantee is for customers who are not Nimble customers, are interested in trying, feel confident that the technology will work. Array in your data center if you purchase it, and for 30 days if you run into any problems and we can't solve it, you have the right to return. So therefore, if you're not comfortable with the product or if the product is not meeting your needs, it can be returned. You're not stuck with it. Free controller option after 3 years, that is an option for support. It's an upgraded support, but we will, after 3 years, if you buy 3 more years of support, go on site for you and replace those controllers. And we can put into a guarantee that you'll see a 25% performance increase, but you get all the greatest and latest technology. So in an example that I give our customers is we released encryption a couple years ago. So we have encryption on our array, data at rest. So if you create a volume, you can select to compress it on an all-flash array, you can select to dedupe it, and you can select to encrypt it. Well, when we add encryption, it's a software upgrade, so all of our customers can upgrade to the latest software and have encryption. Well, our arrays that we sold 5 years ago, if you turn on encryption on that, you could see a slight performance impact. Well, if they upgraded to the latest controllers, our latest controllers has an encryption offload built into the motherboard. So if they turn encryption on our latest controllers, there's no performance impact. We'll release that software, and the customer has the ability to turn it on, but with that 3-year upgrade, they can guarantee that, one day we might have a dedupe processor offload. You know what I mean? So you're always getting that latest, greatest Intel CPU, PCI buses, and the latest, greatest performance with that 3-year upgrade. And future-proof for newer technologies, our arrays have built-in the ability to replace and add all the latest, greatest SSD technology. You have technology like 3D XPoint, you have all this new SSD technology. Our arrays are ready for it. So when the price performance gets to the level where we can buy the quantity and our customers have an acceptable price point, we can always upgrade to the latest, greatest technology. And market validation, as I mentioned earlier in the presentation, there's no better market validation than being acquired by one of the largest technology companies in the world, right? HPE is in the process of acquiring us, but we were the first storage company to make it to the leadership quadrant of the Gartner Magic Quadrant in 20 years. So the last company prior to us to make it was NetApp, and that was over 20 years ago. So the market has validated us. We have, close to 20,000 customers, over 15,000 arrays, about 15,000 customers, over 20,000 arrays in the field. Got backwards there for a second. We have incredible amount of awards and accolades. Nimble Storage, it is truly a game changer technology in the storage industry. Our focus from day one was to make enterprise storage easy to manage, easy to use, easy to consume, and also bringing together all the latest technology went around SSDs and SAS disk drives to bring a really high performance array to our customers. We've done that, we've grown, and now we're seeing the rewards of that. Okay, and turn it over to Michael.
Thanks, Richard. This is Michael Aboud with TetherView. Just to continue on the Nimble message, Televue has been using Nimble from before they had encryption built in natively. And we chose Nimble because of its flexibility, the scalability, and it was a great decision for us. As our company grew and grew quickly, we were able to scale up very, very quickly without impact to our business. The service is great, and I can't speak highly enough about Nimble. So what TetherView, what we're going to cover today is we're going to focus on TetherView's as a service and our business continuity. TetherView is a private cloud provider. We virtualize a client's entire IT infrastructure, focusing on desktops as a service or virtual desktops. We virtualize servers, and we virtualize the firewall as well. We can, for larger clients who have the proper infrastructure in place, just provide virtual desktops or desktop as a service for them, where they're hosting their primary data or their primary applications either on-prem or at a data center, and we're providing the virtual desktops. Great example of that is we have a client who has several hundred work-from-home customer support folks, and we're providing virtual desktops for them. The benefit of that was huge. They were able to eliminate the physical support of endpoints for those 300 plus work-from-home employees. These were customer support folks, so they were working on various shifts from as small as 2 hours to 8 hours. And what we're able to also do is move them into a concurrent pricing model. So they went from supporting 300 physical endpoints to now only having to support a couple of hundred or 100 virtual desktops at a time. It had a huge impact to their business. Not only does it save them money financially directly to the bottom line, but it also provided the flexibility for them to be able to hire employees, not have to worry about employee turnover as much, and onboard employees much, much quicker. Our infrastructure as a service solution, it's a turnkey solution whereby we take the entire client's environment, stand it up at our facility, and include everything from business continuity to multi-factor authentication and geofencing, where we manage the client's firewall. Our both data centers are SSAE Tier 3 certified. We can provide SOC 1 and 2 reports. Compliance is a big driver of our business. Clients are coming to us because they're never able to keep up with the compliance curve. And security is another big part of our business. Our infrastructure is built exclusively on Cisco and Nimble. We run a VMware backbone, so we're able to quickly deploy virtual desktops or VMs or servers on demand. We have plenty of capacity, and Nimble's part of the reason for our success to be able to move quickly. Again, our pricing is inclusive. So when you sign up with us as a infrastructure as a service client, we're managing the firewall at our data center. We're managing all of the hardware. We own all of our hardware. We include the anti-malware, and we give the client the ability to turn on features like multi-factor authentication and live data migration at no additional fee. We never charge a setup fee when a client comes on board. And most recently, we just added a feature under our compliance assurance program, which provides each client with a customized compliance assessment report monthly. So if you come to us and you tell us, hey, I've got to be HIPAA compliant, what we do is we're going to pull out the HIPAA statutes, high-tech published, and we're going to provide you with the access control lists. We're going to provide you with the change management logs, and we're going to give you everything you need to fly through your HIPAA assessment when the time comes. The latest offering that we've built into our solution as part of our business continuity service is if a client owns a single Nimble SAN, we can become a replication partner. One of the great things about Nimble, and the reason we chose Nimble early on, was because of this reason. We run in an active data center environment. We simply created a VPN between our two data centers and set up a replication partner. This took us, I think, less than 15 or 20 minutes to set up. And you, as a customer, if you have a Nimble, we can become a replication partner that quickly and that easily. What that does is it eliminates the need for you to stand up a full secondary environment for your DR site. And what you'll see in a little while, it also turns your DR into business continuity. At TetherView, we do not believe in disaster recovery. A traditional disaster recovery solution requires that you stand up a backup data center or backup hardware, and it also means that you've got to download and recover that data to that potentially backup hardware. That takes time, and typically it takes much more time than anyone ever estimates. And you're spending a lot of time trying to do test restores and test scenarios. Time, resources, money, and data center space that's not necessary. So again, having TetherView as a replication partner allows you to quickly say, make TetherView a replication partner. Your data is replicated as fast as you can send it. We will take it. We don't charge for bandwidth, and we charge a very, very simple fee per gigabyte that's transferred to us. We don't charge. If you sign an annual contract with us for this program, there's no setup fee. If you choose that you want to go month to month on this solution, we're happy to do it. We do charge a small setup fee, very nominal, just for the time included to establish the VPN and test the replication. So the existing gaps of disaster recovery, kind of covered them a little bit without TetherView. Can your secondary data center or can your second location turn into production? And if it can, what that means is you've matched the investment at both data centers. Again, it's for a DR site. It's not something that makes sense, something you hope to never use, but in today's day and age, you have to have it. The other big thing is, what's your recovery time objective? How long is it going to take to turn that secondary site into a production scenario? With TetherView, and if we're replicating from your existing Nimble, that happens instantaneously. And I'll get into the details of how we accomplish that, but it's a very, very quick turnaround time. As low as 15 minutes, we can turn recovery time objectives for the secondary site. This is a great question. We ask people all the time, are you testing your replicated data? When was the last time you did a test restore? What's the integrity of that data? For smaller clients, the answer is probably never. For the middle-sized clients, it's probably not as often as you like. And for the larger clients, it's costing you way too much to do that. you've got teams and folks that are really focused on that. With the Televue Nimble relationship, that's happening instantaneously. With the built-in replication tool native to Nimble, we're able to validate that the replication is happening, and if there's any delays, we're going to get instantaneous notifications. And because Nimble's got great service, we might even get a phone call from one of our reps, if something was severe enough, because the tickets are automatically being placed there. With Televue, again, we have redundant data centers in Edison, New Jersey, and Sacramento, California. So we're covering the geo-redundancy. We eliminate the need for any third-party software. Our view on technology is a minimalistic approach. So if you look at our environment closely, and a lot of people do before they become customers, and we encourage that, you notice that our solution has few moving pieces, or at least the most minimal amount of moving pieces. And again, Nimble was a great solution for that because of the built-in native functionality that it offers, especially early on. It was a great differentiator for us. If you choose just to use us as a replication site, we can easily push the data back. We can create VPNs, and you can use our Nimble environment as your production server without the VDI portion. So we've got a very flexible offering where we build a custom solution specific to each client's environment. So again, the business continuity piece here, it's a quick setup because of the Nimble piece. If you're not using Nimble, we still can set up replication. There's no quick and easy answer there. We just have to understand your environment, and we'll put the best solution forward to get your data to us. We're always monitoring and alerting on our side if you have a Nimble with us through InfoSite. We have the luxury of Nimble support. So if you choose us as a replication partner, not only are you going to get the Televue support, but you're also going to get the Nimble support should something fail with replication. And the best part of this all with Televue as your replication partner is we're not requiring you to stand up or buy another whole Nimble array. You're only going to pay for what you use on a per gigabyte basis for quick turnaround. Our full business continuity solution is, I think, one of the most unique solutions out there. We haven't found anybody doing it at quite the level that we are, and we haven't found anyone doing it at this price point, for sure, and we're happy to publish the price point here. So basically, if you're a Nimble array customer and you're replicating your data to us, what we encourage you to do is put virtual desktops on standby with us. And we can provide virtual desktops on standby for as low as $19 a month. In the event of a disaster, we shoot for a 15-minute recovery time objective. So simply have your user server, we turn on those VMs, those virtual desktops, and they're available in a production mode. The only thing that you have to do, or the client or their managed service provider, and Televue assists you with this, is update the profile as they go. So basically, let's say you have 500 users in your environment. You may have 5 to 10 different user profiles. What we want to do is build those profiles ahead of time, test them, make sure everything's working. And again, in the event of a disaster, we simply turn on the standby virtual desktop into production. In the event of a disaster, we don't increase the price for up to 3 months. So we allow you to run in that disaster recovery mode at that low $19 a month price for up to 3 months without any additional cost or fee. We also have another solution where the recovery time objective is a little longer, but we basically build profiles out ahead of time. And what this means is if you have 500 users, you got 10 profiles, you simply say we're going to have 10 profiles on the bench ready to go. In the event of the disaster, the only difference is we have to take the time to clone out those virtual desktops at the moment of disaster. And what we're offering is a 4 to 8 hour recovery time objective that can change depending on the complexity of your environment. It may go up and it may go down. Televue is a powerful, scalable, and a proven solution. We have clients in just about every vertical, clients that are focused on performance, such as architects, engineering firms. We have clients that are hyper-focused on compliance, such as healthcare. And we have clients that are hyper-focused on productivity and the ability to have access to their workspace from any place, anywhere, anytime. We provide services to accounting firms, architectural firms, folks that need to work 24 hours around the clock, around the world. And the best part about us is the way we price our solution. We don't charge for RAM, we don't charge for CPU utilization, and we don't charge for bandwidth if you're a virtual desktop customer. You're simply going to get a price per virtual desktop. And on the server and storage side, even more uniquely about us, is we don't care about how many servers you have. We don't care about how much RAM or CPU or bandwidth you consume. All we want to know about is your storage footprint. So when you get a bill from us, unlike an Amazon service or other cloud providers, you're not going to get a 10-page bill. You're going to get a one-page bill regardless of the size you are. So simply going to look at your storage footprint, and we only charge you for your number of virtual desktops. And I think the most unique thing about TetherView is the way our contract is written. We shoot for 100% customer satisfaction. And the way we achieve that is when a client signs a contract with us, the contract and the billing do not commence until they sign off on user acceptance testing. So we simply ask for a signed contract. We require a small refundable deposit. We will build your entire production environment, migrate the data, and allow you to take your time to move to production. So until you, as the end user or the managed service provider, sign off on user acceptance testing, the billing does not start. And that ensures a couple of things. Again, don't sign off if you're not satisfied. We will refund your money and walk away from the contract. We do not want unsatisfied clients. We've never done it yet. And again, we don't want to rush into production. You know, the problem with IT today is that even if you're moving to the cloud, you're committed as soon as you allocate resources. So you're paying for that allocated resource. When you buy hardware traditionally, a server, you're committed to that. And you're hoping that it's going to work. So again, with our 100% satisfaction, the way we contract with clients, we move you to the cloud. The transition is very easy and smooth. I'd like to open it up to questions. Richard, do you have any other comments?
No, thank you very much for your time. And the partnership with TetherView, as Michael said earlier, is a very strong relationship. And we're excited to be bringing together solutions for everyone together. So, but that's it for me.
Olivia, do we have any questions from the folks out there?
Yeah, there was a couple of questions that had come through, but if you would like to submit a question right now, please feel free to type it into the Q&A pod on the left side of your screen. But there were a couple that had come through. Someone asked, what is the recovery time objective for business continuity customers?
So we shoot for 15 minutes. If you're a business continuity customer and you have virtual desktops on standby, we're shooting for 15 minutes. Where we'll get your users up and running on their production virtual desktops.
Okay, someone else said, how long is the data stored on InfoSite?
Sure. So InfoSite is a tool that Nimble Storage uses to record all performance data. So if a customer has Nimble Storage in their environment and has applications obviously running on that, all the performance data about those applications are stored in our managed cloud service for up to 1 year. So therefore, it helps with troubleshooting, helps with insight into their environment, and helps them understand exactly how their infrastructure is performing.
Is there a cost for the VMware plugin and VM Vision?
Sure, great question. So if a customer has VMware running on their server, we integrate with VMware where we provide deep insight into the VMware environment. A lot of customers in our space don't have the luxury of buying vCops or vRealize, which records performance data on their VMware environment. With Nimble, if you have your VMware environment running on Nimble, we have a plugin for your vCenter which records all the performance data for your VMware environment. So, all your guests, all your hosts, the amount of IOPS, latency, how everything is performing, and we store that in our cloud for up to 3 months. So therefore, you can get a full view of your infrastructure, everything from the guest down to the ESX host, down to the network, and down to the array.
Okay. Someone said, is there a plugin module for VROPS? I'm not sure if I said that last part correct.
Yeah, no, we do not offer one right now, but that's something
Okay.
that we're working.
Someone asked, do you support Hyper-V?
Yes, we support Hyper-V as Nimble storage. I don't know if that question's for you too.
TetherView, we run on a VMware environment, but if a client's running a production environment in Hyper-V, we can support it from a disaster recovery perspective or a business continuity perspective.
Okay. And the last one that's come in so far, is there a difference in IOPS between the hybrid and all-flash array?
Sure. Actually, we do not have any difference of IOPS, so that's the amount of IOs to the array. So, our arrays start around 30,000 IOPS, go all the way up to 120,000 IOPS. It's just around latency. All-flash array is going to have better latency than our adaptive or our hybrid array.
Perfect. I think those were all the questions that had come through. So we can move on to our closing slide. I want to thank Richard and Michael and all of the participants for joining us today. Please take a couple of moments to answer the 3 polling questions you see at the top of your screen. We hope this webcast was informative for your organization, and if you have any questions or would like to request more information, please feel free to contact John Liebold at Caresoft or Richard and Michael. Each of their contact information is displayed on your screen now. And finally, we will be emailing all of you a $10 Starbucks e-gift card and a link to the archived recording of this webcast so you can review it or pass it along to a colleague. Thank you so much, everybody, and have a great day.